What's going on, everybody? This your boy Mike from Trouble Down Productions and NerdFeed.com. And I know, before you say anything, I'm not in my natural habitat. I understand this, okay? The reason for that is I want to try to get my reviews out for you guys a lot sooner than when I was doing them. Unfortunately, Charter was being an ass last night and I missed most of the episode. So what I did was I went ahead and stayed up like extra late, went ahead and watched it so I could throw my review out for you guys today, early enough on in the day where I could just go ahead and get it out. Alright, so The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 9, No Way Out. There was a lot of good things that I liked about this episode, but then again, there was a lot of stuff that I honestly thought that maybe some people were just drunk in the writing room that day. Since I like ending my episodes on a good note, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the bad stuff that I just didn't like first, and then we'll continue on with the good stuff. Alright, so the first thing that really annoyed me, ironically, was at the very beginning of the episode. Now, I'm a comic reader, I read the comics, and I realized before all you comic people start bashing me, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I read the comics, and I do realize the first meet that they had with the Saviors, they took them out pretty easy, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like that in the show too. What made me mad is a couple things, really. The fact that in the comics, you know, they all kind of worked together and just pretty much got rid of them with ease. In the show, they let one person do it, like single-handedly with a rocket launcher, and just blew them away. Like I did not like that at all. I'm sorry, I know y'all gonna hate. Y'all know I don't like Daryl to begin with, but that really made me mad, because I'm like, okay, you got Abe over here who was in the military, who has, you know, a lot of weapons experience more than likely, and they let Daryl do it? Like, that, to me, that just doesn't make any sense. Let's not give the rocket launcher to the military guy who probably knows exactly how to work it. Let's give it to Daryl instead. But I will say the awesome thing about that is this should guarantee that Daryl dies at the end of the season. Like, because he did this, this should be like putting a target on his head now. So that kind of makes me a little happy, because I'm just the type of person where I don't feel like somebody who was nowhere in the comics should be at such a forefront at what he is in the show, and the way that they market it is like all Daryl stuff. So it's like I just don't like the character. Now the second thing that really kind of annoyed me is the whole part with Sam, because I feel like where we left off in episode 8, where he was doing the whole mom thing, it was almost like they just bypassed that completely in this episode. Like, it was just like, okay, he does that so the walkers don't hear that, but yet they hear the dude like sobbing and shit, like, you know, a couple minutes later. Not to mention, like, in 1 second it was day and then the next second it was night. You know, I just, that whole part with Sam just really irked me, and I just didn't like it. Now don't get me wrong, I knew the boy was gonna get 8, not like I cared that he got 8. It's the fact that it was like just completely looked over, you know, with the whole mom thing, and then the dude stands there like a tree root and just gets eaten. I mean, that whole part to me just, it didn't make it made sense. It just didn't sit well with me. Now on to the wolf. Now, everybody knew the wolf was gonna die this episode. I really wish they would have done it better though. I had stated in my prior video that I thought that maybe he was gonna have Denise coming out, you know, backing up, and then the walkers attacking from behind, which I think would have been a little bit better than what they actually did. I mean, the dude did save Denise like twice. So, I mean, I guess you can give him a little bit of credit, but it was almost like they wrote him so evil, you know, before the mid-season break, that now 1 episode back, like, the dude's just completely changed and trying to save her now. I mean, the shit just didn't make. I would have much rather seen Michonne chop his head off and walkers attack his body than him just running around outside and getting shot by Carol and then getting attacked. I just thought that was a very boring death for the evil type of character that he was. Now, enough with the negative, on to the positive. Now, this episode really had scenes in it that personally I feel they were some of the best scenes I've ever seen in The Walking Dead. I mean, like, there were some scenes they really did a good job. Like that whole part with Rick and just him just kind of losing it and just grabbing his axe and nonchalantly just walking outside and was like, we gonna kill them all. You know what I mean? And then, you know, the whole part with just Rick going wild on him. And then all the Alexandria seeing him and going out there to help. And then the way that the camera was, it showed like little snippets of everybody killing, and it just kept getting faster and faster. I thought that was completely awesome. Like, that was probably the most awesome thing I've ever seen in the show. Really cool, really good job. Another part that I really liked, it happened really quick, and a lot of people might not have caught it, but right when Carl's eyes got shot out, or his eye got shot out, and they was laying him on a table, and Michonne was like, look, I need to go help Rick. You know, as soon as Denise gets done doing what she needed to do, she was like, okay, go. You know, and as soon as she said that, it was like real quick happened, but Michonne kissed Carl on the head. And I thought that was really kind of, it was just one of those things where it's like really fast, but really heartfelt at the same time. I really love that part. I really think that, you know, I think there was a lot of character building in this episode, especially with Father Gabriel and Eugene, man. Like, they both stepped it the hell up in this episode, and I was really, really glad to see that, because I think both of those characters are really going to be an asset to the core group here pretty soon, as long as they, you know, can make it out of the season. You know, Eugene's talking to Rosita, and he's like, I know you know we're going to fight our way out of here. And Rosita's like, yeah, we are, not you. And then it just at the end, dude, when you see Eugene just going wild with the rest of them, I really love that part. And I think, you know, they did a really good job as far as that whole scene goes. And I really like the Father Gabriel scenes where it was like, you know, he looked out the window, he's seen that they need help, and it was almost like a callback to when they found him the first time and what he did, how he was in the church and wouldn't let nobody in the church and everything. It was like in this episode, it was more like he freed himself. He walked out of the church and decided he was going to help him, and he did, man. He was down there slashing them just like the rest of them. And in the speech that Rick gave to Carl while Carl was like unconscious in the bed at the end of the episode, I really felt like was almost a direct adaptation from the comic series. Hell, I thought most of the episode was pretty direct from the comics, with a few minor changes. You know, Douglas shoots Carl's eye out on accident rather than Ron trying to act like a badass. Speaking of Ron, I'm really glad he's gone too. You got Michonne, boy. Overall, I think I'm going to give this episode, after watching it again, I gave it an 8 prior, but I think I'm really going to give it like an 8.5 now. There were a couple parts that I missed that I really loved. You know, Abe had his whole hero part where Glenn was getting ready to get surrounded, and Abe was just up there with a machine gun and just mowing them down, smiling at the end of it like he always does. Man, I love Abe, dude. I hope he sticks around for the rest of the season and in future seasons. I know he's probably going to get killed off, but Abe is the man, dude. I love Abe. But that's about all I got for you guys. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Be sure to check out all my reviews for The Walking Dead. If you haven't checked out my new video that I released a couple days ago, giving updates on the new Michonne game that is actually coming out later this month, you can click right there and check that out. Other than that, I love you guys. Nerdfeed.com, Dead to Zombies, Trouble Down Productions. You guys rock.